Welcome to Deepu Loveland. We've got a photo from the past back at the ranch. This is Lubbock, Texas. That's where the picture was taken, at a ranch close by with my sister's children and my sister's friend. This was back in the 70s. We wore shoes like this. We call them, I don't know what we call them. The first letter of John, to add to their joy, to keep them from sin, to warn them about false. Okay, so let's get this day started. Got some Christian music playing. How are you guys today? Got Kitty and them over there. Just getting ready. So, yeah, listening to the chanting music, getting still, and you know, this guy said today, he said, let the divine grace of God replace your fear. The divine grace of God. And you know, I was listening to this other guy, and he said, you know, I used to go out and I'd drink and I'd party, and he goes, and yet I was still doing spiritual stuff, and he goes, just because you read spiritual stuff doesn't mean that you are righteous. And he goes, this other guy said, turn away from your sinful ways. And, you know, I thought, well, I don't drink. I don't use drugs. I don't, you know, my marriage is open. So I'm not running around secretly trying to get laid. I believe that a man and a woman should be in a relationship, and I love Tess. This is very difficult for both of us. It's just, we made a lot of mistakes. And so she's talking to this guy named Bill. I'm not the only one. And, you know, it's not like I'm looking to date other people and she's not. We both are. And so, can't be Rapunzel forever. Got to give it a little trim here. Let's see, just to the extensions. So, the other thing I heard was, the other thing that I was thinking was, let me just turn this down just a little bit. The other thing was that I thought, well, where am I falling short? You know, it's like, well, in some people's belief system, wearing a choker or blonde hair or hair extensions or things like that are not humble, that you're trying to be God, that you're trying, I don't agree with that. I think that being pulled together and being your most artistic self is God. I don't think God limits beauty to the animals or to the butterflies or to the flowers. We're the beauty and radiance and glory of God, and we shine boldly. So I don't feel like, but there's a part of me that's kind of bought into this Druze religion, which was from Abel, back to Cain and Abel, the good guy. And I understand, you know, if you think you're better than other people because you know, put on a little charm and somebody else is in a burlap bag, and you think, well, I'm better than they are. But art and beauty, you know, like whether it's this painting that I created here with, it's a horse and it's got fabric in it and beads, and it's art. It creates beauty on the wall and it uplifts the spirit. And the same with the pants that I have on. It's the beauty of the art on the leggings. Then I put it together with artful things. So I've got a little pop color here, like you can see. And then my shoes have the same color. So I don't think if you bring color, whether it's, you go to the party and they have color on the wall, art on the walls, or you bring color and art on your body, I don't believe that's sinful. Now, if you're using it in a harmful way, like cheating on your husband, or, you know, having like sex for money, let's say, or stripper, you know, I think that's, stripper, I don't know. I don't judge. It's God, you know. Some moms are raising their kids and doing their job, and I wouldn't wish it on a daughter I had. I don't think it's the highest and best, but, you know, she's putting food on the table for her child and shelter, and she's able to spend quality time with her kid instead of like working, you know, 6 days a week, 8 hours a day. So I don't know, you know, it's easy to judge another human being. It's easy to look and say, God, look at them, they're so, you know, egotistical, they're so arrogant. But there's a reverse arrogance in dressing, virtue signaling. Like, I could cut my hair off and wear all drabby clothes and go, look how virtuous I am. Look everybody, I'm the good girl. It's like, I'm the same girl on the inside doing the same work on special effects and creativity and art, whether I wear artful clothes or humble, meek, blend in, sort of, I'm in the background clothes. There's clothes for a soldier can't wear big fancy foppish clothes, but an entertainer can. If Elvis had on a, you know, overalls and come out, we might not have been so, you know, impressed. Maybe we would have, maybe we wouldn't have cared, because it really, truly, beauty is truly on the inside. You know, as far as getting revenge on other people, I don't get revenge on other people, because revenge is its own personal hell, because what you do to others, you do to yourself. And now, if punishment is needed because the person killed children and they need to be taken off the earth, well, then that's not revenge, that's justice. I'm not even trying to get justice. I use my life in my art, in my movies. You know, you are your art. You ever notice that? Like, I watched a movie recently. The person that produced it was very miserable, and the movie was very miserable. There was no laughter. There weren't there was no sweet moments, no darling moments, no ones that went, oh my God, this is so beautiful. It was very entertaining. I'm not saying that it wasn't really well made, with great costumes, great acting, great writing. But ultimately, the lead character was just this despicable woman that just tried to survive and used people to get to the top. And she had a moment of character growth when she helped her friend get back together with another man, but that was it. And it was sort of like, it didn't feel really satisfying. It wasn't like, oh, I am so glad she grew and she became this, and you saw how her, you know, that she was a better person for having done it. It was just like, she just sort of did it, and it was like, it wasn't really that much of a struggle for her to even do it, to change. We didn't really see her growing and trying to be better all along. It was just all of a sudden, once out of the clear blue, she does something nice. It just didn't ring true. It was sort of falsely constructed, and not from you know, a great artist, when they make a masterpiece, have to have God consciousness, and the same with making a movie. If you have corruption at the core of your being, even if on the surface you appear so righteous and good, it's gonna leak out into every word of your line, every color, every, you know, bit of your movie or your art. So I'm just saying, I'm gonna be doing another movie, and it is based on my life, but I'm not going to get revenge and expose people, or that's not. I wish these people well, the people around my neighborhood, the holier than thou patriots that look down their nose at me, you know, and have made fun of me and have targeted me, and very cruelly. They feel like I deserved it. I need to be punished. I need to be, you know, it's like, it's up to God to judge me, and I'm sure he will. And the punishment is in itself. When I was a dancer, you know, I didn't have a happy life. Do I have a happy life now? It's rewarding. It's difficult. You know, I don't have, you know, I have my best friends that I live with, but it's off, it's askew. Because of where I came from. But I was born into a satanic world where my values were given to me through, I mean, I was a very impressionable 10-year-old and 12-year-old and 15 and 17-year-old, and the magazines were saying, be free, don't get married, don't get pregnant, don't have, you know, but it's too late for that. I mean, you know, I was misled that said, oh, med beds are going to do that and we're going to have a baby. And it was like, oh, I'll do anything for that. I mean, I'm very gullible. So, you know, punish me for being an asshole. I mean, it's like, and then when I write about that, what happened, it's going to be in a sci-fi, you know, clandestine, camouflaged way. Because I really do admire these people. They've done a lot of awesome things for the world, epic things for the world, and have suffered greatly because of it. And they deserve to be protected, and I will. Did I lean on one person closest to me and share my intimate secret? Yeah, but are they even capable of believing me even if I did share these things? I don't think so. I don't think they even opened up what I tried to show them. I don't think they even looked at it. And if they did, it was just like, you know, I did the same thing with Douglas, though. It's like, he's nuts. You know, he's bonkers. He thinks the moon is hollow and there's aliens and they're cloaked in the clouds and the queen's a lizard. I've said this a million times. And he was right. That's really true. That's what we're finding out. And, you know, they were eating babies. And these people, these elite people, they stopped it. Do they dress like phony truckers? Do they dress like poor people to just try to, you know, we always want to be something we're not. Like me, I try to dress like what I consider, you know, grace and elegance and good taste. You may think it's like, who's afraid of Baby Jane? But to me, this is beauty. This is like aesthetic for, not for me. You know, I may not dress like a normal 61-year-old, but this is me. I'm not trying to be a typical, stereotypical concept of a human being. I'm being me at 61. Is it fake? Well, people that shave their face is fake. People that, you know, if you don't have Rasta braids, that's the way you naturally are. So where do you draw the line of, hey, you're being fake? So I did have some of Lori's, who was a dancer I danced with back in the day. I had some of her coffee. Now I had a skull and crossbones on the package. Oh, I didn't see it was on that side too. So I couldn't take looking at that. So I put a golf course on there, utopian visual thing. And I'm having it now, and it's peanut butter and jelly. It's good. So, did I get hurt with this online interaction? Yeah, severely hurt. I mean, to the point where, like, I'm still recovering physically. Mucus in my lungs, big chunks of green coming out every morning. If that isn't severe, my nerves were so hyped up from the stress of this interaction, I'll call it. I jumped when they'd even walk in the room and go, "Hey, good morning." I mean, that's how far I'd gone. Am I a victim? Was I targeted? That's debatable. I mean, I think a sane person would be married, a healthy person, they'd be married, they'd stay true, they wouldn't believe the lies. You know, I just bit onto that worm. Now, I'm not saying that this team, this Patriot friends, my online friends, didn't have calculated and very sophisticated ways of, you know, putting a sting on somebody. And was I dressing like a freak? Yeah. In my circles of art, is that so weird? No, there were other freaks in there trying to dress up like Lady Gaga. That was the norm of the day. Big chunky jewelry, really outlandish. I didn't wear a meat suit. I never harmed a child. You know, I danced for dollars. That's my crime. So I'm not out for revenge. I truly, in my heart, you know, I was going to say truly in my heart, and I mean this, I loved this person and I still love this person. And honestly, sometimes when I'm in that state of ecstasy, I think of this person. So do I want to hurt them? No. Do I want to make a great movie with my life experience hidden within a futuristic world? Yes. And if you're listening, which I doubt you are, but your people might be, you know, I genuinely care. I genuinely pray for happiness. I know he has no empathy for me, no sympathy. It's been mind controlled out of him. And that's nothing he can do about that. And that's why he's so miserable. But at the root of it, he has God. And I know he believes in God. So, and I'm happy he's, you know, living his dream life. And he knows he's done so much for humanity. And he suffered. But he just thinks these are big elephant tears. He's been trained to just be, you know, cut off from other people's suffering. Even if he brought it on. I was living in my own little world, doing my own little thing. Did I deserve that? Am I better for it? Probably. Probably I am better for it. Main message here is I am not out for revenge. I love this country. I love this world. I even love the people that reached out to me. I think on some level they had compassion for me, maybe some of them at times. At other times I was the enemy to be crushed. An egotistical, arrogant, attention-seeking scumbag to be made fun of and to be shaped. I don't think I was all that. Just a girl with a learning disability that wanted to find her niche, wanted to be respected. Did I want to be famous? Yes, I did. Nobody likes being an invisible person. The invisible man, that life can't be easy. Even if you are in certain circles, acknowledged and revered and celebrated. I had that psychic dream that said, I will protect and deserve it. And I will. Do I need somebody in my inner circle, my most beloveds, to understand what I went through? Maybe so. Is that my crime? If so, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to hurt him. I was trying to be believed that I wasn't a nutter, that this happened. And genuinely in awe of this person. Genuinely in love at one time. Isn't the world in love with our epic heroes? Even if they are flawed? Somebody walking. So there you have it. I said to my psychic, I said, I guess I didn't have it completely. I was going to say one more thing. Maybe a few more things, but my psychics, I said, why did the other psychic tell me I was going to meet this dictator and that he would be emotionally available and be codependent and that he would make my movies and that we would have passionate love and sex and it would be, but that there would be difficulty. It wasn't there. And I said, why did she, what was that? And she goes, well, you did have a relationship. I related back and forth with something, somebody, some creation, some beating hearts. And she said they truly do believe this Drew's philosophy that what you wear you must be invisible, especially women. Cover your hair, cut it, put it back. Don't be beautiful. For God's sake, don't be beautiful. I mean, unless you're just like 21 and you can put your hair in a ponytail. If you are like 60 and you have to like put on some makeup and some hair extensions, it's like, oh, well, no, you don't get to do that. You are an egotistical, you're trying to be God. You are arrogant. You're trying to step in the throne of God by being beautiful. It's like, it's just... So I rant. You know, I think a part of me thinks, well, maybe it's true. Maybe you do have to be ugly and meek to be holy. But another part of me just says, this table has crystals and the light and sparkles and birds and, you know, gold balls and things that are aesthetically interesting and fascinating and entertaining to the eye. Is that sinful that I adorned my table with beauty? Is it sinful that I adorned the surface of my flesh with soft and lace and color and design? But enough about me and more about, well, our country and our world and the epic things that are happening and the epic, awesome heroes that made it happen. And that main message reiterated. I only want good for these heroes, these people, these military, these soldiers, these leaders. I only want the best for them, truly, personally and professionally and legendary. They're legend to be pristine and beautiful. Sometimes the truth about who they are is way more beautiful than the glossed up image that's portrayed. When I heard that Abraham Lincoln did 800 fights, physical wrestling matches, and never lost, I think maybe one time, I don't know, something like that. You go, wow, what a scrapper. Well, you know, he was portrayed as honest Abe, you know, and it's like, he was a scrapper. He was not a coward. He was a fighter. And to fight the evil that he was trying to fight even back then, I like that. And it's like, I think if the truth came out, we would still love this person. I do. I mean, it happened to me, I want to say. I mean, it's like the full wrath of the impact of this person's judgment and punishment and psychological, you know, when they go up to the soldier and they rip off their, you know, medals and you're disgraced, you know, you're laughable, you're funny, you're dorky, you're a joke, you're old, you're sinful, you're gross, you're just pathetic, you're despicable. Well, maybe they are. Hey, what's going on? I'm having some of Lori's coffee.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drink too much of that.
No, it's pretty. It's a good.
I know.
I'm getting a coffee buzz. I never drink coffee.
She said it's incredible.
Oh my God, it's so good. I only give it to myself like once a week, you know. And this day was the day. Need some coffee through a straw. Peanut butter and jelly coffee. So anyway, that's enough for now. Bye. Maybe I'll take some video when we're walking. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, bye. Love you. It's all good. I got your back. I got your back. I'm going to make a movie and it's going to be awesome, but it's going to be sympathetic. Yeah. Yeah. There's some stuff, but me too. This is life. This is being a human being. And, but I actually have compassion and I'm not here to, show only the shadow side. And nobody's going to put 2 and 2 together anyway. They're just not. Because I'll protect. So I just want to say that. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got your back. Love you. Bye. And what's wrong with a selfie? You're giving yourself your love. That's like saying, what's wrong with a postcard? What's wrong with a present? What's wrong with yourself? I mean, this is how we connect with people right now, especially with the lockdowns and everything. It's like the only real connections I have with are people that are online. Are they egotistical because they're filming themselves? No, they're selfless because they do. I mean, these families that have new kids and they're sharing their children and their life, it's like, thank God. It's not self-centered, it's other-centered, it's thoughtful. That's my opinion anyway. So we're working away here on this landscaping. So kitty, having a good time, kitty? Are you having a good time, kitty? What do you think, huh? Is that nice? What's going on? Yeah, okay. All right, so that's enough of that for now. Okay, OOTD. Leggings and lace. Yes. Bye.
Hi, this is Hess, and I'm going to read a biblical poem by God, or
Author.
maybe it's
G-O-D.
It's
Pen name.
through
Jesus.
a human being.
What is his pen name is Jesus.
Gray matter, which is part of your brain. Okay. Psalm 91. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. Okay. Now what? What are you?
Well, let's see. Let's go.
I'm making you run back and forth over.
Yeah, let's see. Whoop. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Another one.
Luke 11-1 through 4. Luke. One of my best friends in elementary school, his name was Luke.
Yeah.
Well, his last name was Luke, but it was pronounced Lukey. Kelly Lukey.
I think you were right. This was such a very short time. You were right.
Yeah. Now it came to pass, as he was praying in a certain place, when he created when he ceased, that one of his disciples said to him, Lord, teach us to pray, as John also taught his disciples. So he said to them, when you pray, say, Our Father, well, this is the Lord's Prayer.
Oh, how beautiful.
Our Father in heaven, hallowed be, oh, that's interesting, it's a slightly different version, okay. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day by day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, for we also forgive everyone who is indebted to us. And do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Well, that's definitely a different version. That's, I guess, a more modern version.
I'll add some music. Last one.
Psalm 91. I think this is the same one. Well, maybe not. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my... This is the same one, I think. He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. That's the same one I read before.
I don't think so.
It is.
No. Because the other one was the Lord's Prayer.
No. There was the one before I read the Lord's Prayer.
No more. Okay, let's find a different one. Hi, you guys hanging out with us? What do you have to say to the world while I find another one? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Okay, healing scriptures. What are we going to do today?
We're going to go to the bank and borrow some money off of a credit card because Erica's dental insurance was inadvertently canceled because I had to change my bank account number and it was on auto pay and I didn't.
Almost $3,000 worth of dentistry, if it's a good thing. If the tooth fails, then it's another $5,000 on top of that.
I don't.
Now this is a very expensive dentist place, right? And we found it, we can get it cheaper. So Tess is smart about stuff like that because she was a dentist, as you guys know.
Well, I looked up the average price for a crown in our area and it's $900. In the office she wanted $1,800. So that's too much. Anyway.
Okay, hold on. Let's see captions.
So, since the insurance company canceled us but never gave us notification of any kind, I'm going to call them and propose that if I make up the 5 months, the 5 months that they didn't get their...
I'd like to see you try to put your brain around
wait,
these.
let me finish.
Okay.
The 5 months of premium, then Erica should be reinstated.
But you're boring them with all this.
That's important because it
Very good. All the
creates
facts. You're boring them.
Otherwise, you have to wait a year to get
Nice.
major work done.
How about trying reading something else? I don't know if it's going to be any good
I
or
think
not.
it's kind of interesting.
Okay.
Then again,
Okay.
well, I still am, but I just don't practice.
See if that's any good.
These were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. Chapter
11. Whole earth was, just read, if it flips off, just read what you
journeyed
can.
from, no, this is too hard to do like this, Erica.
I can slow it down. Here, let's slow it down a little bit. Speed. Let me see. Let me get my glasses. Hold on, we'll slow it down. Hi, you guys. Okay, normal. We'll go to here. Okay, try that now.
And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. Now it's too slow. And the Lord came down to see.
Let's try it a little faster.
It would be easier if it wasn't printing it sequentially like that, Erica. It's too difficult. See the city and the tower which the children of men builded, and the Lord said, Behold, the people is one. It should R1 should be R1.
Well, they spoke differently back then.
And they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and now and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined. Eric, I can't do this. I'm sorry, it's too difficult the way it's printing out.
That's good enough. Okay, we did enough. I'll just cut that part out. Bible fail, read. The first one is good, right?
Bible fail, reader, I suppose.
No, the good one was, the first one was good. All right. Love and light, love and light.
Love and light.
YouTube video. I have just whisper. Eternal ASMR. Quiet orchid. It smells very piney, actually, like pine. Lipstick. There. So I worked on the script today. We went to the bank. We had fun. Tessa's in better spirits. That's nice. I have to say that meditation this morning, getting really still with the chanting, really helped get me to that God mind, the God point, out of fear and into the peace. Jasmine. Jasmine isn't really coming out. I think it's blocked. It's this one. Sage. Not for sage. We have a lot of sage here. Let's see. Aromatherapy. Oh. What the hell is it? Eucalyptus? What is that? What in the heck is that? Peppermint eucalyptus. Sunny Garden. It's good. I like these glasses, except for that part. Okay. So it's like lilac. You know, if anybody doesn't like you, it's usually because they don't like themselves. Or what if they see in you they don't like? is what they have in themselves. This person doesn't like me because I'm garish and brassy and sinful in their eyes, but they're sinful, you know? That's the thing. They make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And when we judge our brother, and we, you know, I understand, like, so anyway, I'm kind of going around and around on my little, that was nice. All right, back to the, gotta take my vitamins. Back to the ASMR. I'll have to do an ASMR near future. But anyway, I love you. If anybody hasn't told you they love you today, I'm telling you now. I love you. I do.